Good morning. Good, very wet Monday morning here in Oklahoma, Oklahoma City specifically. Hope you had a good weekend. Ooh, there's new stuff on here. Sorry. Surprise! I don't even know. Oh, let viewers know about stars. Yeah, I got stars thingies on my videos now. So you can actually send stars or something. I'm not sure exactly how. It's a new program. I mean, not new to everybody else. It's new to me. So over the weekend, Facebook changed my whole profile to a professional one or something because I've got a lot of followers, and I'm like, no, I don't. But somehow it shows I have 1,700 followers. I'm like, I don't know who they are or where they are, but pretty sure they're not really following me too closely, right? Anyway, so I think you can give stars now in the videos, and I think stars somewhere eventually turn into money, like on a creator account or something. So I am now known as a digital creator. So anyway, I ain't created no digits though, so I don't know how that works. But anyway, I hope you're having a great morning. I hope you had a good weekend. I hope you had a good Mother's Day and all that. And I hope everything is just going perfect in your life. And if not, it's okay. If not, if everything's not perfect, it's okay. If you're standing in a room full of windows looking for a door, right? Or trying to put a screen door on a submarine, I don't know. Life has those complicated, interesting situations that just kind of develop as you go through time, right? And so that's really pretty cool. Anyway, um, but I hope everything is going good for you right now. But if it's not, it's okay. And here's where I was this morning. I've got a new topic I'm studying. Actually, I was talking to a friend, either chatting with a friend yesterday or Saturday, one or the other, and I started thinking along this new line. So I've got a new study to. I'm so excited now. I just got to find some time to do it, but I'm really excited about a new study that I want to do just for me personally. And I love these times when it feels like God's just touching that area of your heart that you need it touched, right? Sometimes God's just touching you in a way that only he can do because he gets that inside deep part of you that you don't even have words for, or I don't even have words for. And I got a lot of words. I'm a wordsmith, but sometimes I just don't have words for that type of pain. Sometimes I don't have words for that depth of joy. Sometimes I don't have words to just express my gratitude to God in its fullest, right? But he gets it. I tell my caregiver in my caregiver blog, I tell him he gets all of those words and feelings and emotions behind every single tear, those things that can't quite be said. But he also gets, the words behind every just gut level laugh, right? So sometimes when somebody's sometimes a laugh is an emotional release too, and that's a good thing too, right? And so, but he gets those feelings behind all of that. He gets those thoughts behind all of that. He gets us. And so I'm studying this new topic, and I'll be able to share it later. I'm still pulling it all together. And right now, I think God's just talking to me, and I'm just letting Him talk to me. And if it's for the whole body, I'll share it later. But right now, there's some things He's just sharing with me in my studies and in my prayer time that are just ministering to me, and that's the coolest thing about God. And so in the process, I ended up in Isaiah 43, which is a very common scripture we use here, right? We talk about the first part of Isaiah 43 a lot, right? That when you go through the waters, he'll be with you. When you go through the fire, it won't consume you. The waters won't overwhelm you, and God's with us, right? And that's kind of the essence of our whole peace out devotional, is that God's with us and he's got us. So it doesn't say you won't ever go through the water because he's with you. It says when you go through them, he will be with you. So, that's a familiar one. And then I started, as I was reading today, I came on down. I don't know which verse it is. Let me see. I have to find it. Yeah, here we go. Okay, down in verse. Oh, those numbers are so little. Uh, Down in verse 18, it talks about nothing is compared to what I'm going to do, for I am about to do a brand new thing. And he says, I will make a pathway through the wilderness for my people to come home. I will create rivers for them in the desert. And I was like, man, that is so cool. God says he's going to make. Now, there's two things really cool about this. I want to focus on the second part, but the first one says, I will make a pathway through the wilderness for my people to come home. God, God said that. If you're in a wilderness area, or maybe you don't even know what kind of area you're in, God's going to make a pathway so that you can get back to Him. He doesn't want anybody to be lost. And he's going to make a pathway specifically for us to get back to him. And we've talked about that, how Jesus was crucified before the foundation of the world, according to Revelation 13, I think it's 8. So that means before God said, let there be light, he fixed everything before it was broken. I know I sound like a broken record, but that just blows my mind. God so wants to fellowship with us, and he knew we were not going to be perfect. He knew we weren't going to have it all together. He knew we were going to mess up. And so he made sure there was a way for us to get back to him before we ever got lost. Isn't that just blows my mind. But it's the next part. He said he's going to create rivers in the desert. Have you ever been in a desert? I have maybe a couple of times. When I went to New Mexico, and the Navajo reservation, that was a desert area. Don't know if it was the desert, but it was a desert area, right? That region was so dry. And so he says he's going to make a river in that desert. So if you're in a really dry spot in your life, he's got you covered. He's gonna provide. It means he's gonna sustain you, even in a hard time, even in a difficult spot. He's got the sustenance you need, and he's gonna take care of you, right? But then I started thinking, I was thinking, because I'm like, man, things can just get so messed up, like standing in a room of windows, wishing there was a door. I'm going to use a window, of course, right? But it's just it seems sometimes we get in awkward circumstances in our emotions. Not even in now look, I get in everything's. I'm a very awkward person. Okay, I I I don't do arts and crafts because they just don't work, right? And I don't do certain things because I'm just like a bull in a china closet sometimes. Okay, maybe I'm more like a cow in a china closet, right? But it's awkward and I'm clumsy, and it's just that's just the way it's all. I've always been that way, right? And so sometimes I can feel out of sync. So I'm like, what if I don't need a river in the desert? What if I need a boat, right? Well, he covered that in verse 1. No matter where you are right now, God has you covered. If you are in a very desert place in your life and you feel bone dry and you think there's no relief in sight, God's got a river for you. But if you're in a place where you're being overwhelmed by the waves of life, and you feel like you're being overcome, and they're just washing over you and washing over you, washing over you, oh my goodness, what am I going to do? He's got a boat for you. You think about Peter, he pulled him out of the water and put him in the boat. Right, and then he even said, "You got a little faith there, man." Right, and so that was awesome. So no matter where you are, no matter what you are going through, God has you covered. Whether you need that stream in a desert or you need a boat in the flood, God's got you covered. He's got the peace you need. There's no other source of true soul peace than just resting in God. Knowing he's got you, knowing he made a way for us to get back to him. He made that pathway in a wilderness. A wilderness is a just an area that's undeveloped by man, that's not touched by man, that man doesn't frequent very often. Mankind, do I have to do it that way now? Humans, right? And I walk in the wilderness area in Louisiana, and I was shocked because I was like, why is it a wilderness? And when I got there, I was like, man, there's lots of trees and plants. It's a beautiful area, but it was way out too. There was no traffic to here, and I loved it out there, except for one time when I got hurt and I didn't know how I was going to get out of that spot, right? But look, I made it, right? Anyway, but God, but it doesn't always mean just a desert. A wilderness just means ain't nobody else there. Sometimes you just got those lonely spots. God's got that covered too. Sometimes there's too many people around. God's got that covered too. God can take care of you. And I just look at this chapter of 43 of Isaiah, and it's just full of God's promises. Look at verse 13. From eternity to eternity, I am God, he said. That covers a book from front to finish, right? The whole thing. No one can oppose what I do. No one can reverse my actions. And he came to save us. He reaches for us. He makes pathways for us. He gives us boats in the water. He takes us out of the fire. It doesn't quench us. It doesn't fire. He quenches the fire, or he takes us out of the fire. It doesn't melt us. It doesn't burn us, right? So he's got us covered no matter what. So whether you need a boat or you need a stream, God's got what you need for today. And because of that, you can just peace out. Peace out. He's got you. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.